are you seeing out of that Stanford offense?
Same sort of thing, physical, big. The only thing that's a little bit different is they're a little bit more diverse than they've been. They're going to go 11 and 10 and different personnel groups, and they're going to pass a little bit more than we've seen in the past. But their mama is still their physical run game. When it comes down to it, that's what you got to stop.
With Ty Montgomery potentially out with his shoulder injury, what does that take away from? I think he's probably their biggest weapon.
Yeah, he does a lot of things for him. He's their wildcat guy. He's their jet sweep. I mean, they do everything with him. He's very similar to the guy we saw last week. So we're preparing as if he's going to play. We really are. And then, if he's not playing, I'm sure they'll have another guy that'll play a similar role for him. So, yeah, we're preparing for him. But he's a great player.
Seems like they've always had kind of a number one running back, even if they gave other carries to other guys. There was a guy to lean on.
Right.
Seems like this year they're a lot more split. What kind of challenge is that for the defense that you have to prepare for, all these different
guys? It's tough because each guy has his own particular style, so that makes it unique. At the same time, not one guy's carrying the load, so you got just a fresher body in there. That can be very, very, very effective for an offense. Played with lots of offenses in my NFL career where we had those tandem backs, and it ends up being at the end of the day, I think it improves your rushing game, so it's a great challenge.
Coach, with a short week being Friday and clearly also Thanksgiving, from a scheme standpoint, what challenges does that present?
Just no sleep on Sunday and Monday this week. It was just, we lost the 24 hours, but just made up for it. As coaches, we just put the time in to establish the scheme we wanted. We kind of, we're on the rhythm of our normal week now, as we see it. So not much has changed at all.
That's what I was going to ask you. So much of what you guys do is structure, routine. Right. You feel like the boys are back to that?
Absolutely. Yeah, really emphasize, and they always emphasize this, but in particular this week, to do what it takes to get your body back, extra ice tubs and stretching and rolling out and eating just particularly well, getting your sleep, so and the guys, they understand what's at stake and they see it now, so it's there's a heightened sense of urgency, I'd say. They're taking care of the business.
Given their size and physicality and those jumbo packages they use on offense, what kind of specific changes do you guys have to make in terms of how do you have to adjust?
Obviously there's some personnel things, but at the same time, it's a mindset. It really is coming in and being prepared for a physical game, a tough game, and our guys relish that. What a great opportunity to prove their toughness against a tough opponent.
How much tougher would you say the defense is now than it was maybe at the start of the season?
I never question their toughness. They're just, as they gain a better understanding of what we're trying to do, they're gaining confidence more than toughness, I'd say. I think the toughness was always there. So, the more confidence they have, the faster they play, the more they play together, and I think that's what you're seeing.
Do you think the game is starting to slow down a little bit for Kenny Young in terms of his reactions to everything?
Yeah. I mean, that's true for anybody, and it'll happen for EK next year in the NFL. The more he plays, the more it'll slow down. And we're finding more opportunities to get him on the grass, which has helped. He's become a guy that, I don't know if we want him off the grass at this point. He's a really good player.
Go ahead. It seems like Oa has kind of come on these last few weeks. What's the difference you've seen in him in that span?
Oa is just such an intelligent kid, and he's such a conscientious kid, and he wants to do everything right. And it's just, it's finding that balance of doing everything right and letting it rip sometimes. And he's really starting to lean towards to just let it rip. And it's, it's obviously reflecting the way he's playing, and it's helping our defense immensely.
Being that it's Thanksgiving, what are you most thankful for?
For my wife and kids and their health, and the opportunity to come to work with these kids every day, and just an amazing group. It really is humble, hardworking. They make this job fun.
You guys have been pretty active with Kenny and Eddie up front. What have you seen out of them, the past couple weeks, especially?
It's one thing to understand your assignment. Now finding the inches within your assignment. Little techniques, identifying indicators here and there, and to me that's what really separates the good and great ones. And they're starting to take those steps. They're starting to identify more the more experience they have. And it's really neat to see both those guys, both their teams evolve. They always had the physical tools. Now their mind is catching up. So it's, they're good ones. As good as I've been around.
When you're going up against a tough offense like this, does it help to have had a performance on the defensive line like you guys did against USC? Confidence-wise, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. That never hurts. But I think our guys are really starting to get an understanding of who they are and who they want to be, and it's a powerful thing.
Cool.